Classes. Myself Rahul Day. Today we are going to discuss on the topic how to make proper notes for cracking GATE exam. So in this we are going to discuss about how to make notes, how to take notes while you are attending your online live classes, their live lecture, as well as we are going to discuss that after you make your notes, how to make a proper short notes while revising so that before exam you can see those short notes and recapitulate whatever you have read. Okay, so in this session we are going to see all this, so stay tuned till the end of the session. Okay, so let me start the session. So here our first and foremost aim is to make proper notes while studying, because your notes, it plays a very vital role in whatever you study, because as you study you are going to forget. Okay, suppose if you have read something. Okay, so this is your, if in your y-axis I keep retention. Okay, and over here if I keep time. So suppose today if you study some concept, so you might have understood it 100%, but as time goes this will slowly decrease. Okay, slowly decrease your retentive memory. It means from your retentive memory this thing, it will slowly decrease and you won't be able to remember much more. So your notes, it is actually going to help you in revising whatever you have read while your online classes. Okay, so first and foremost, what do we require for making notes? So I have written tools over here. What is the proper tools for making notes? So the first and foremost thing you require is a notebook. Okay, notebook you require. Second, you require pen. So I will suggest you can keep 2 or 3 pen. Okay, red, blue, and your black color pen. You can keep it, and nothing else is required. You can also keep your pencil with you. Okay, if for some diagram or any flow chart, so you can use pencil, eraser. So the proper tools for making your notes, it is your notebook, pen, and pencil. Notebook, I will suggest you to make unruled. Okay, that is without any lines. If you make, it will be very simpler for you while you study. Okay, it will look good also. Next comes basically how to take notes while in live class. So that is actually your synchronization. Now many students usually face this problem in live class, that they are not able to cope up with the speed of the teacher. Okay, why this problem arises, I will tell you. Because in your online classes you can't see the teacher, how the teacher is delivering the lecture. You can see only this space, and even the teacher can't see you. So each and every student, every individual student, they have their own speed, writing speed. So a teacher is unable to see each and every individual student's writing speed. So there arises some problem due to this. So to avoid this, I will say that to properly synchronize, those of you who are able to actually write along with the teacher, problem, it won't arise. Okay, but those of you who have slow writing speed, so I will suggest you do what, you take one rough notebook. Okay, rough notebook, you take one rough notebook, and what you do, you write bullet point in that. Okay, bullet points. And after your class, after your online class, what you do, from this bullet point, whatever you have read, so I will say within 30 to 35 minutes. Okay, what you have to do, you have to expand this bullet point in your own language such that you make a proper note. Okay, proper note. Or I will say what, you ask your teacher to write along with you. But in these days when it's online teaching, you can see teacher, they usually make ppt and they avoid writing. Okay, so what you can suggest your teacher is that, sir, please write with us, sir or ma'am, whoever he or she is, that you write with us so that you can also write with them. Okay, and if they are delivering with the help of PPT, what you can do, you can follow this method, that you make bullet points and then you can do what? You can expand your notes in a proper format. Okay. Next, Suppose if you are attending a session, so what you should do before attending that session? So prerequisite is that the previous session you revise well. Okay, you revise well. Why I am telling so? Because the current topic, it is actually interlink with whatever you have studied in your past classes. So if you don't know, if you don't remember what you have studied in the past class, so what happens basically, you will not be able to connect what is going on in the current class, okay, current topic. So it is my suggestion that when you go to attend one live session, please do one thing, that you revise the previous sessions or your previous notes, so that you can make a proper note during your class, okay, and you can connect well. So this is very important, that for before each and every class, whether it be online class, whether it be offline class, I will suggest you what, that you do what, a proper revision. Now this proper revision, it doesn't require that you do 1 hour 2 hour revision. No, while you are waiting for the teacher, suppose your class starts from 9 p.m. So what you can do, you can connect, if it is your online class, so connect at 8:45 p.m. So you have 15 minutes in hand. So what you can do, during this 15 minutes, you can properly revise whatever has been taught in your last class. So when you do this in 15 minutes, you get to know whatever, you basically update yourself with whatever you have read in the last class, so that you can connect well in the current class. So this is very, very important. Okay. And while you revise, it is my suggestion that you can add small points here and there, whatever that has been skipped in your previous class, you can do that, because some space is left somewhere here, either here or there. Okay. So you can do what? You can just scribble something, whatever has been skipped. Okay. So next comes the point, what you should do after the class. So those of you who are slow writers, you are going to do this after your class. And those of you who are able to complete the entire thing while in your online class, I will say what? That after class, within 30 to 35 minutes, okay, suppose if your class starts at 9 p.m. and it ends at 10:30, 10:30, or you can say 11 p.m. Okay. So you can take break of 15 minutes, 15-20 minutes. From 11:30, you do what? You take one short session, like for half an hour, and you do what? Whatever you have read, okay, in online class, do what? You basically study that once for 15 minutes, 15-20 minutes, you can study. You can do what? Basically, whatever you have read, you can add some additional point to that. Okay, whatever you have read, you can add additional points, or you can even do what? You can solve some questions nearby, if there is some space left, or you can add some important thing, you can underline, or you can highlight basically all those topics where your teacher has stressed that it is important for your exam. Okay, so you can do that thing after your class. Next comes how to make proper short notes. Okay, so that I am going to discuss in the subsequent slide. Let us not go into that. Okay, short notes I am going to discuss. So short notes, basically I will tell you a little bit. Short notes you have to make from your own notes, you have to condense your own notes. Okay, suppose for a subject, let me tell you, take an example. Suppose for control system, your notes is like, for example, let me say 300 pages. So your short notes for control system, it should be somewhere around 50 pages. Okay, you should condense it this much, you should be able to condense it. And short notes only for the subjects which are weak, for those topics only you require short notes. For your strong subject or strong topics, you don't need to make your short notes. Okay, so next comes your self study. Okay, how to basically enrich your notes while you do self study. See, a teacher has explained you something from the class. Okay, you have studied. Now, usually what I used to do, suppose if this is your A4 page, okay, this is your A4 page, let me assume. So what I used to do, I used to fold this much. I used to fold this much page and I used to write only in this much space. Okay, this much. And this place used to remain blank. Why so? I am going to tell you. Because when we do self-study, okay, self-study, you can do it from some book, or when you are solving your PYQ, or when you are solving test series also, you get to know certain important concept regarding that topic. Now, it is actually very important that you keep your notes, okay, you keep your notes concise in just one place. It's not like you have written notes of control system 100 pages somewhere, and then you are studying from some book, other book, you made some 50 pages, okay, 50-page notebook, and once again when you have studied from somewhere else, you made some 20-25 pages notes. So now when you are studying, you will not be able to connect these three notes together. But if you have done like this, suppose in control system you have studied Nyquist plot, and in Nyquist plot, suppose you read some important concept from some textbook, for example Norman Nice, okay, from this textbook you read some important concept which you feel is important for the exam. So what you do, you immediately write that this concept from Nyquist plot has been taken from Norman Nice. Now where are you going to write this? Where you have written your Nyquist plot topic, okay, in your main notebook. So you make a short note over here that this topic is very important. What you have read, you can write this. Or if suppose there is some important concept from previous year question in GATE or ESE, and you found that this question has a very important concept or a very unique concept, what are you going to do? You are simply going to jot it down that this concept can also be used. Or from some test series you have some concept, so you can write it down. So now what happens, whenever you read Nyquist theorem or Nyquist plot, you get to know that there is some important concept which is written in either Norman Nice or some PYQ or some in test series. So it will be very helpful, very beneficial, because all your note, it is consisted in just a single notebook. Okay, so always make this habit that for a single subject, okay, for one single subject, you make one notebook. Okay, one notebook. So make this a habit. Okay. So this was all about making proper notes, how to make proper notes and all those things. Now let me discuss with you how to make proper short notes. Okay. So first and foremost thing is, what is short notes? What do you understand by short notes? So let me take an small example. Suppose you watch a movie. Okay. You watch a movie, you take any movie, whichever movie you like, and then after like 2 months or 3 months, somewhere on YouTube or Facebook, you see a 15-20 minute clip, okay, 15-20 seconds clip of the same movie that you have watched 2-3 months ago. Now from this 15 to 20 seconds, if this movie, if you had liked that movie very much, from this 15 to 20 second, you can actually revisit the entire 2 or 3 hour movie. Okay, entire span. You will be able to remember what story had happened, from where this 15-20 second clip was taken. So the same thing applies to your short notes also. Short notes basically, if suppose for control system, you have studied some topic, okay, suppose like you have studied your Bode plot. Now Bode plot, if you find it difficult, now, what happens? This short notes actually helps you. Suppose you have completed Bode plot in your 50 pages. So now before examination, 1 week before examination, if you keep on revising this, it will consume a lot of time. So you can't do that. So now if you have short notes, it is actually going to help you, because within 5 pages or 6 pages, if you have studied your concept very well, then you in within this 5 pages, you will be able to revise all the things. Okay. So basically, what is short note? Short notes is a concised way of whatever notes you have made or whatever topics you have read. Basically, it is a concise way of representing the same thing. Okay. So basically, now one thing I want to say very specifically, that this is very important. Never copy short notes. Now, why I am saying so? See, short notes you always make from a proper notes. And whatever is your understanding, that only you are going to concise in your short notes. Now, each and every person, their thought process is different. So they might have understood something in a different way, in a different manner. Now they are going to write the short notes in their own word. Okay. Now, as that thought process is unique for person to person, so now whatever that person has written in his or her short notes, it is not going to resonate with you because it is his or her thought process. Okay. So it is not going to resonate with you. So never copy short notes of anyone. This is the most important thing. Many people, they usually do what? They photocopy the short notes of their friends or some reputed coaching institute or topper, and at the end they fail to understand even a single page. So never ever do that mistake. Never ever copy short notes. Okay. Now, how to make short notes and when to make short notes? How and when? Now, first I am going to cover when. Suppose if you read control system, okay, any topic you can take control system. Suppose you completed this in the month of August. Okay. Now, okay, before taking this, let me tell you that short notes, see, in your GATE exam, there are 10 subjects on an average for each paper. Okay, there may be more or less, but 10 subjects, including maths and apti. Now, what do you think? For this 10 subjects, are you individually going to make short notes for each and every subject individually? Or are you going to make short notes only for the topics which you feel is tough for you? So always make short notes for those topics which you find difficult. Okay, which you find difficult to memorize, difficult to understand. Always make short notes for those topics. Don't make short notes for the topic for which you have a strong grasp over that subject. Okay, don't ever make short notes for those subjects for which you have strong grasp. Okay, don't do that because it will be just wastage of time. Okay, so now I told you short notes. Suppose like for electronics and communication, I am taking this. For electronics and communication, usually students find it very difficult in your EMT, analog electronics and communication, even EDC also. So now for this 4 subjects, you can do what? You can make short notes. Okay, you can make short notes. You can keep it. Why I am saying so? Because these topic usually EC students, they find it difficult. Now, if you are making short notes for network, like for simple topics, okay, network or control system or digital electronics, then it will be waste of time. Don't do that. If you are strong in these subjects, don't make short notes. Okay, don't make short notes like in your same this notebook, because as it is your strong topic, what will happen, you can revise this whole notebook. Suppose if it is 100 page or 300 page, you can revise this very quickly compared to a 300 page notebook of EMT. Why so? Because EMT requires lot of understanding. There is lot of derivation, lot of things to remember. So revising this will take you more time compared to a 300-page notebook of control system, because control system is simple. So now when to make short notes? Suppose you read, let me take the example of EMT only over here. Suppose if you completed your complete EMT in the month of August. So now it is okay that you do what? You do some revision within 15-20 days of EMT. Okay, you keep on revising. Suppose you decided that you want to give one subject test of EMT after 1 month or 2 months. Now it is better actually to make short notes after 1 or 2 months. Why I am saying so? Because when you start reading this subject after 1 or 2 months, you are going to see that some of the topics you remember very good. Okay, some of the topics you remember very good. Some of the topic, like 50% of the topic, you remember very good. 20% is like you don't remember. Okay, concepts you remember, but you don't know how to get to the derivation. And the remaining 30% you are going to see that you have completely forgotten. Completely forgotten. So now how is it going to help if you do it after 1 or 2 months? Now you get to know basically which of the topics in this EMT subject is your strong, which is mediocre, and which again needs to be studied well. Okay. So when you do short notes after 1 and 2 months, you get to know this, and at that time you can stress more in your this 30% compared to this 50% topic which you remember very well. Okay. So now how to make short notes? So now when you are making the short notes, focus more on this thing. Okay. Focus more on this topic. Now I am going to say basically what you can do when you are studying. So we engineers usually have this thing, means from our semester exams only, that we count pages and then we think, okay, so if it is 10 pages, so the syllabus is less. If it is 20 pages, so syllabus is more. Okay. So we think like this. We count the pages and then we get to study. So now your short notes, it should be very, very crisp. Very crisp. That means what? If you have an A4 page, you need to utilize each and every space of this page. Okay, each and every point of this space. You have to do that. Now what you can do? You can divide this page in half. You can write in this side also. Okay, and write over this side also. Now short notes, when you make, rely more on diagram and flow charts. Okay, because our brain, it is able to retain diagram and flow charts more compared to whatever you have written. Okay, and nobody is going to do paragraphs, only bullet points, only bullet points in your short notes. Okay, no paragraph, no para. So this is very, very important, no paragraph. Now I also told you that when to do this, basically 1 and 2 months. Now, before making short notes, you have to do one thing. Make sure that you have solved the previous year question. Okay, GATE and ESE both. You have solved the previous year question before making short notes. Please do this, because in your previous year question there are few extra concept which you can note it down over here. Okay, so all those things you need to write down in your short notes. Next, for short notes you have to make a separate copy. Please don't make in this copy only, that by adding few loose sheets behind the notebook you are going to do what? You are going to make one short note. Okay, don't do that. You can do what? You can take 20-30 sheets, okay, loose sheet, staple it, make a note kind of notebook, and in that you can write. Okay, So you can do that. Rely, I told you, rely more on diagram and flow charts. Okay. Even formulas also you can write. Important formulas you can write in that short notes. Next, suppose what else can you write in this short notes? So mistakes. Mistakes means what? If you solve test series, okay, test series or previous year question or some question bank, you will encounter some concept where you are continuously making some silly mistakes. So what you can do, you can suppose from a particular topic you are making silly mistakes. So what you do, you take a red pen, make a box and write that while solving such kind of conceptual question, you tend to make a particular mistake. Okay, so when you note this down, what happens if in examination a same kind of question comes? So immediately your brain will strike and tell you that okay, we have done mistake in the previous question like this. Now we need not do that same mistake. Okay, so always make a note of mistakes also, so that you can avoid those mistakes later. Okay, now next thing what we should do is that short notes, see, always make it a habit that short notes you need to do this after you complete an entire subject. Okay, you complete an entire subject and after that only you make short notes. And on top of that, you should try to compress also. Try to compress your short notes. Okay, this is very, very important. Now, I told you what, that mistakes of test series, PYQ and question bank also you can do. Next, very, very important, and the last point is, see, in test series, you are going to encounter some new concept in some question, new concept. So what you can do? Either you can note down this new concept in this notebook, or I told you in this space also, you can write down the new concept. Whatever new concept you get, you can write it down in this space, either in this space or in your this short notes copy. Okay, so it will be important. Why so? Because later on when you study, when you revise the entire thing, at that time if you have a new concept, you will be able to recall it before going in your examination if the same question or same kind of concept appears in your examination. Okay, so with this, I will end this session. And if you have any other doubt regarding note making or short notes, I will suggest you to comment in the comment section below and I will get back to you. Okay. So see you in the next session. Thank you.